It was a warm, windy day as you walked towards UA. Every step was almost heavy, as the bag on your back rattled with keychains and pins of your favourite bands and such. Your quirk was quite unique, as it consisted of cell manipulation. Basically, you could turn anything into, well, anything you see. Why, Anne, there you are! Gosh, where have you been? I've missed you. You were hugged by a fellow stranger until you quickly recognised who it was. Mina, hey! It was your one and only pink-skinned friend. Sure, you liked hanging out with her, but she comes off as clingy from time to time. I haven't seen you in a while, she said, releasing the hug and examining you from head to toe. It was a quick vacation. I told you about it, remember? You said, stepping aside and walking. The pink-skinned girl only followed, looking around as she did so. Well, I'm glad you're back. There's a certain word going round school, though. Of course there was. There was never a time she came up to you with this much enthusiasm if it had nothing to do with the latest school drama. You roll your eyes at this. If it doesn't concern me, then I'm not interested, you said as you stopped at your locker. You noticed an unrecognisable, yellow-haired figure hiding behind the wall of the boys' bathroom, staring at you. You tilt your head as the figure disappears into the restroom. Well, you see, it does concern you, Mina said, only adding to your confusion. Denki likes you, she said with a smile, as if this were a subject that should be taken lightly. Truth is, Denki was one of your bestest friends, and to have him like you was kind of odd to say the most. You wanted Mina to elaborate, so you joked. I'd be hurt if he didn't. I'm his friend, you said as you grabbed a couple of books from the locker and resumed to shoving some notebooks inside of it. No, silly. He wants to ask you out, so he's literally stalking you, she said as she looked around. I see. Thanks for letting me know, you said as you rolled your eyes before you turned to look back at her with a fake smile. I'll see you around, she says as she went and ran towards a group of girls you assumed were her closer friends. You hear footsteps coming towards you as you turn and spot the yellow-haired boy you now presume was the one behind the bathroom wall. Why, Anne, how was your vacation? The yellow-haired boy asked, as he tilts his head and grins nervously. Everything else fades away, and you turn your attention towards him. It's funny how someone as flirty as him is so flustered around you. It's quite cute. It was good. Shocker, I know. You slammed your locker door and turned around to look at him once more, pressing your back against the cold metal locker. It honestly made his heart skip a bit. How you found everything so genuine, and how you acted like this when you had been annoyed. It's something that he found utterly adorable. I was thinking maybe we could hang out during lunch, you said, tucking your hair behind your ear. God, she's so pretty. He absolutely adored it when you did that. It made you seem somewhat vulnerable, and you always do it when you ask for something. That sounds perfect, he said in almost a whisper. The bell rang and it indicated for you to get moving. You were overjoyed he agreed to have lunch with you, so honestly, you couldn't wait. See you later then, you said as you waved your hand at him. His heart only melted as you walked past. He is so in love. Time skip to lunch. You quietly sat down on a warm bench under a tree, which gave off shade. You took out your lunch and waited patiently for your scheduled company. Why, Anne, sorry I'm a bit late, you heard, and looked up to see Denki with a bright flower in his hand. Your heart fluttered at the thought of him giving it to you. Then you remembered what Mina said, and your eyes widened. For me? You said, looking at the pretty flower. Denki only nodded as he stretched out his arm a little more. Eventually you took it and admired its fresh aroma. Of course it's for you, he said, almost with a laugh as he sat down beside you. His mind wandered elsewhere, though. So, YN, what is your quirk? he asked, with a tilted head, out of pure curiosity. Your heart was still fluttering at the fact he had gotten that for you, but you quickly snapped back to answer his question. My quirk? Well, it's not that special. I can basically turn something into something else, or someone into someone else, or someone into something, or something into someone. You were cut off by your own laughing. That's really cool though, he said, laughing as well. You decided to show him how it works, so you took your hand and waved your fingers against your head, in which cat ears formed. You then point towards a stray cat that was walking pretty far away. I can only do it if I can see the thing I want to turn it to, you said as you turned your head down so he could see the cat ears clearer. His heart made flips with this, and he turned a bright red, so he can't contain it anymore. You look adorable, he said in a serious tone, which you only turned red to. Thank you, you said as you laughed and waved your finger again as it got rid of the kitty ears. You then looked at your bag, and then at Denki, then at your bag, and then at Denki. He tilted his head as he noticed your habit. What? Is something wrong? He asked with a tilted head. You just now noticed how similar Denki is to Pikachu, the one and only Pokemon. You also noticed that you have a Pikachu pin, which gave you an idea. Denki, you said as you looked at him as if he were a parent and you wanted a toy. He only grinned and looked at you. What? Can I turn you into someone? You said with a big smile as you leaned in towards him. Damn it, how could I say no to you? It's almost impossible now that you're smiling. Into who? He asked, rolling his eyes but still wearing a grin, giving away that he was considering it. Well, into Pikachu, you said, clapping your hands together with excitement. His eyes widened as he smiled a little brighter. Fine, but you have to turn me back, he said with a smile. Deal, you said as you looked at him with your index finger already doing its work. Before you knew it, Denki was now a cute little yellow fluffy Pikachu. You couldn't help but squeal. Oh my god, you said intentionally, pausing between every word. Did it work? The squeaky voice said. You, without hesitation, went in to hug Denki with the tightest hug. All Denki could think about right now was how warm you were, and how he'd rather be a human right now, so he could hug you back, but you smelled so great, and your heartbeat was speeding up. He already didn't want to let go. You thought to yourself for a moment that it'd only be fair to turn yourself into something as well, so you looked back at the stray cat and turned yourself into it. Cute, he exclaimed, as you let out a meow. He'd rather see you as a person, but this was just as good seeing as you were rubbing your head against him as if he were some sort of pillow. You didn't notice it at first, but your quirk had drained, which meant the both of you were back into your human form. But your eyes were closed, and he felt so warm. Denki was honestly speechless. You were rubbing your cheek against his, and he could feel your breath on his neck, which only made him melt. You eventually pulled away, blushing softly. I'm sorry. I got a bit carried away, you said as you gave him a nervous smile. No, it's fine, he said as he placed his hand on top of yours, not thinking about it too much. Oh god, how you noticed it though. Your heartbeat could nearly be heard at this point. You turned your hand around so your palms were touching, and curled your fingers to tighten your grip. I like you too, you said with a slight chuckle as you looked at his pink cheeks, to which they only turned darker once he processed what you said. He smiled at this, but he noticed how you leaned in closer and closer until your faces were now centimeters apart. Wyan, he said, as he wanted to remember this moment. Your lips soon collided with his, and my how he wanted to just scream in joy as you did that. It was as if fireworks suddenly burst out between the both of them. You felt it as well. It felt as if something was making this moment full of sparks, and well, You felt it too. Wait, what? It was Denki. He was so into the moment, he just relaxed so much he sent out minor shocks to everything surrounding them. And you felt a bit of it on your lips as well. You finally pulled away with a giggle as you grabbed a burnt leaf that had fallen on top of your head. Control yourself, shock boy, you said with a tease as you waved the leaf in front of his face. Control yourself, cat girl, he said in the same teasing voice as he pointed at the cat ears that spurted from your head. You shake your head at this to get rid of the cat ears, but you only sneeze. He laughed at this, which made you smirk as you gave him Pikachu ears and pink blushing cheeks. You said, crossing your arms. He only tilted his head with a grin, noticing the ears. Pika Pika, he said, as the grin spread into a smile.